who at this point have already taken notice. Frieza was only scheduled to appear on Vegeta. The Viltrumites were close to Krypton. They would be Krypton's end. Bardock enters the coordinates on the pods one by one, careful to chart their path away from those bastards' line of sight, with as little power on takeoff as they could so that they wouldn't notice. Hopefully. He forced his son in his wife's arms as he shared a look with her. "I'll be right behind you," he promises as she nods, tears dropping down her face as he drops her in her container, the pod thrumming to life as it blasts away from the planet, twinkling in the distance. He did the same for the cerulean pod. Muezli glared at him, Granola clutching her leg, watching him. The usual suspicious glance the kid had hit him with was gone, replaced by one of petrifying fear. "You abandon us on Dirt World and I'll drag you out of the afterlife myself to kill you," she glared at the man who met her glare with his own, shoving her into the pod, it too, thrumming to life, flashing into the distance. He glanced back at Jor-El, ready to send the old man on his way with his son, only for him to place the young Kal-El in his arms. Bardock glared. If anyone should have been traveling alone, it was him. He should be the one taking the... For the first time, Bardock noticed there was no other ship, no other shuttle beside the others. "The hell did you do?" "You didn't think this short time was enough to make a whole new vessel, did you?" "Honestly, it might have been, but I wouldn't have taken it. I can't give up on this place. Not yet." "The hell? What about your son, you idiot?" Bardock barks out, getting within an inch of the scientist's face, only now seeing just how tired the poor bastard was, how much Frieza had shattered the man's soul. He deserves more than a broken father. Buildings crumbled to dust in the distance, the meteoric impact of the Viltrumites' bodies detonating them, setting them to ashes in the dirt. Bardock placed the kid in the pod as he stared at the one leading the destruction. Of course it was him. Nolan. "I'll send your kid off, and we can go die together, you stubborn old bastard." Bardock got to his feet, checking the device around his wrist. If he pushed his capabilities, he could maybe get the device to 7 times his power output. He had a feeling the peaceful life his wife thought of wouldn't be able to mesh with him anyway. Dying on his feet, like a warrior, it felt right, like what he was supposed to be doing. He only hoped his squad weren't as dumb as he was planning to be. Tightening the band on his forehead, he turned to Jor-El, only to see him holding something at him, some kind of strange remote. With the press of a button, Bardock began feeling woozy, so out of it that he could barely see straight. "Blood waves are an interesting thing, old friend. Enough of them triggers the Great Ape transformation. Too much, and a sane brain can't even stay conscious," Jor-El explained, a sad smile on his face. "You piece of..." "I had a feeling you'd try something like this. You're more stubborn than I am. I'm going to miss butting heads with you, old friend. Though, I suppose I won't." Those were the last words Bardock could make out from Jor-El as his eyes closed. Jor placed him in the pod, putting Kal atop his lap. Tears stung in his eyes as he caressed his son's cheek. "My son, you will not remember me. I will fade from your mind's eye. But you will grow up. You will live. You will thrive. That is all I could ever want for you." He walked away from the launching grounds, to his lower levels, to find what he had actually been working on since Bardock came back. A suit. He always theorized that the light from a yellow sun could have an interesting effect on Kryptonian physiology. It took him a long time to figure out how to copy the radiation from that star. There was no better time to test his little hypothesis than now.